Joe's Kitchen. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be making an eggplant casserole, and it's almost like an eggplant parmesan, but plant-based, so there'll be no oil, no salt, and no sugar. So I want to start first with introducing you to all the ingredients that we're going to be using, and I've got them all measured out ahead of time because that's the easiest way to do things, is to have things measured accordingly. So I have my panko breadcrumbs, which actually you can use whole wheat breadcrumbs or Italian breadcrumbs. I didn't have any Italian, so I have to use panko. It's what was in the cabinet. I have 1 cup of almond milk, and this actually I made. You can use any non-dairy milk. That's just the rest of the milk I made this week for almond. We have 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. That's right here. And I got to tell you, the best way to buy seasonings, I went to the grocery store today because I didn't have any left. But I don't know if you can see this, but look, 10 cents. You go to the bulk section and buy something that you don't use that often. Just buy, just buy an ounce or 2. And that was 10 cents, so you can't beat that with a stick. All right. So I have my Italian seasoning. I then have 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. I have a half a teaspoon of onion powder, and if you notice, everything is measured out, so it's going to be quite easy to put together. I then have 6 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and I like to keep my nutritional yeast in the freezer. I read somewhere that that was the best way to keep it fresh, and I usually buy 2 cans at a time, 2 canisters or plastic jars. So we have that. I have 1 cup of whole wheat flour. And we have 1 cup, I showed you the almond milk, and we have 1 block of tofu, extra firm always, that's all I ever use. I have 3 garlic cloves, and for me, I like the minced that's packed in water. Of course, I don't pack in oil. So we have the garlic, and then I've got, it did call for sea salt, I don't have that here, and I have marinara. And this I made yesterday in the Instapot. So I have my sauce all ready to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our eggplant, and you can see my eggplant is all sliced and ready to go. I sliced that up and took the skin off. A lot of recipes, they leave the skin on. I don't like the skin. It makes it tough to me. I like a nice, soft, moist eggplant. So I take skin off all the time. Even when I used to do the Italian style, I always took the skin off the eggplant. It was the best way to have it. So I have my workstation all set up for me. I put here, let me show you. Come in and look at this. I put the flour. I have the milk. I have the breadcrumbs mixed with all the spices. I have my eggplant, and I have my tray set up there. So I'm going to do my workstation. You can see I have a very small kitchen, but this is very doable. So anyone can do this. So I'm going to go ahead and bread each one, and it's first dip it in the flour and get a little bit covered up with flour. Then you're going to dip it in the milk, and then the last thing is cover it in the breadcrumbs. And this, you want it nice and crunchy on there. I try to pat it in when I do it, and I place it on my Silpat. And that's going to go in a 400-degree oven, and so I happen to love eggplant, and ever since I gave up, oil, salt, and sugar, I've always been trying to find a way to incorporate eggplant almost Italian style. So I will tell you, this recipe is from the Plant Pure Nation book. It's the first time I'm making it, so we're going to be trying it together. So at the end, I'll taste it, and we'll see how close it comes to what I'm used to. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and get this all done, and we'll have that all set up. Oh, and did I tell you we're putting the oven on 400 degrees? So that was a piece of, that eggplant was like an end piece that got cut up kind of, crunchy, like with a hole in the middle, but it'll still be delicious. So we've done all the eggplant. Here it is on the pan, all set and ready to go into the oven. It is going to go in on a 400-degree oven, and the oven is ready. And then we'll go on to the next step from there. So now, while the eggplant is cooking, 400 degrees, probably about 25 minutes, we want to get it browned. So it depends on your oven how long it takes. I'm going to make the filling. The filling we put in here 1 container of tofu. Can you see that okay? All right, move over there then. 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast and 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg and those 3 teaspoons of garlic. So that's going to be our filling. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the Vitamix so it'll get a little loud, and we'll go ahead and get that going. And you want to make this till it's creamy. I should really let you see it from there. Okay. Now the reason I used my Vitamix, that's not really necessary. You can use a blender, you can use a food processor, it doesn't matter. I just had it handy and that's why I used it. That's about the consistency you want to get it. Can you see that okay? How's that? Is that better? Maybe on the side? All right. But, you know, you can do this with cashews, and I'm going to tell you the reason why I didn't use cashews. I didn't use cashews because I wanted to cut back on the fat, and, you know, cashews are high in fat. And they taste good, but they're high in fat, and I wanted to really make this as low calorie as possible. So that's why I did that with the tofu. Well, I looked in the oven at 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes after, and I didn't think they were done enough. So, for me, I think they took more like, excuse me, 40 minutes to brown. But wait till you see these. They're absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Don't they look lovely? Okay, they look scrumptious. So, next step, we're going to layer them with the sauce and the tofu cream. So we're going to layer that in a 9x9, and then we'll bake it again. So let's stay tuned and see what we got. So I don't have a 9x9. I don't know what happened to it. I had a brownie pan once. That's all right. My favorite thing to use is Pyrex. So I have a round Pyrex pan. I use pie pans like this all the time for things. And you can see the first thing we're going to do is layer the sauce in there. And I don't know if you can see this, but if you see my sauce that has a lot of green flecks, that's basil. I love fresh basil, so I used a lot of basil in this. So let me show you now how we're going to layer this. So I've got a layer of sauce. I'm going to put a layer of eggplant. That, you can see how crunchy that's going to be. Oh, I like it. And we'll take this really odd-shaped one. That'll fit real nice in there. Then I'm going to go ahead and put a layer of the tofu in there. Okay, remember this is mixed with garlic and nutritional yeast, so it gives it that cheesy flavor. And I probably could have put more around there. I don't know. I'll do it like kind of catty corner, and we'll just get it in there. They're nice and crunchy now. I'll be honest with you, I'm tempted just to, oh shoot, hang on. See, I make mistakes too. This is not the perfect kitchen. This is just the kitchen. I forgot another layer of sauce. How could I forget? All right. By the way, I made 2 jars of this, so I really have plenty of sauce if I need it. I have another jar in the fridge. I made it in the Instapot, and I made enough that filled 2 jars full. So I think this is going to be really one of my best dishes. And this is my first time making it like this because, like I told you, I usually do it the Italian way with the oil and all of that. But this time we're just going to crunch it in. Okay, so that's good. So I'm going to put the rest of this on here because the last layer will just be a couple pieces that are left. So it won't matter. Okay, so we'll put the rest of this on here. And we're going to bake it again. So, I mean, it's not done baking yet. But this is a great fall dish. You know, comfort food type thing. And I am going to talk to you a little bit about the benefits of eggplant and why eggplant is so good for you. And it's one of my favorite veggies, by the way. I love eggplant. I'm always finding, or looking rather, for more ways to make eggplant. So I'll add some more sauce. We're almost done, really. You can be surprised at what I do next. I think you might be a little surprised. I don't know. You can hear the crunch when I handle these eggplants. You can hear the crunch. So the last few, and no more. I'm just going to make it like a pile. But I did want to, you know, put lots and lots of sauce because everything absorbs the sauce. Oh, I've got plenty here. This is working out very well. All right. So I want to get the sauce all the way around. I want nothing else showing, no white. I'm going to cover that up. This is covered up here. Actually, you know, I probably could use maybe another couple tablespoons of sauce. But I'll wait, because if I have extra sauce, I can always use it after it's cooked. Now, I'm going to take some of the breadcrumbs we had mixed before, and I'm going to sprinkle on top. And that's what I'm saying about surprise, because I didn't think you probably didn't expect me to do this. All right, so I'm going to take the breadcrumbs, sprinkle them on, and then, nice. Now, when we bake this, oh, watch my finger. When we bake this is going to come out super crunchy, and we'll taste it, okay? So we'll be done soon. All right, it's finished baking. It looks wonderful. Take a good look at that. Doesn't that look great? Okay, so I'm going to taste this, and while I'm getting ready to taste it, I want to kind of go over with you what I found out about eggplant, which I think is important to know, because you should know about the foods that you're eating and how healthy they can be. Let's see how this is like. It's delicious. I think, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I would change. It feels like it's missing a little something, but I'm not quite sure yet. Maybe it would have been a little bit of cashews in there to thicken this up. I don't know. It is pretty creamy though. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what I found out about eggplant. So, eggplant is a nightshade vegetable, for one thing. And let me move the eggplant over a little bit. All right. So, it's very healthy for you. It has, I'm just going to read you a few notes about eggplant, okay? It's considered brain food. Eggplant has phytonutrients. The skin is healthy, but I don't use the skin. It's an antioxidant and free radical scavenger that has been shown to protect cell membranes from damage. That's pretty interesting. In animal studies, they found it protects lipids in brain cell membrane, and it's full of nutrients. Let's see. Rich in antioxidants. Also very high in cardiovascular health and free radical protection. Let's see, it belongs to a plant family commonly known as nightshades. It's akin to the tomato. I never realized that. Bell pepper and potato. And they're grown much like tomatoes, hanging from vines. Okay. But I really wanted to let you know that it has vitamin. Oh, here's something you'll like. Eggplant is a very good source of dietary fiber. B1, copper. It's a good source of manganese, vitamin B6, niacin, potassium, folate, and vitamin K. Eggplant contains phytonutrients such as, now I can't pronounce these words, niacin. So anyway, you get the idea. And eggplant is low in calories. It says 1 cup of cooked eggplant is about 35 calories, and it's low on the glycemic index. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you try and make it. And listen, send me a note. Tell me what you thought. If you found it easy to do, click like below, subscribe. I'll bring you more recipes. I'm going to try to stick to some Italian favorites and see if we can't make these more plant-based for everyone. I know you'll enjoy them. And thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to hearing your comments. Thank you. Bye now.